Investigation that is sure to make you angry. At a time when most Americans are watching every penny, we're going to show you how criminals bilk taxpayers for billions. The government even admits that a staggering $60 billion is stolen annually from Medicare. But the haul is probably much larger than that, in the hundreds of billions. What was clear to us after our 4-month investigation is that Medicare fraud is one crime that does pay, and pay, and pay. Tonight, Nightline investigates Medicare fraud.
10 minutos.
Okay, let's go. Federal agents Brian Piper and Omar Perez are on the trail of some of the most elusive and richest criminals in the U.S. Part of a special strike force in South Florida. What can you see?
Well, it's closed.
This is supposed to be a working pharmacy. I have more than this in my medicine cabinet at home.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not kidding.
I know. This is just to maintain the illusion. This is a legitimate company. Hello, anyone here?
Though chances are it never sold so much as an aspirin. Like so many other fraudulent companies, they allegedly billed Medicare $1 million in 2 months, pocketed the money, and ran.
Okay, we found some stuff.
Did you find some stuff?
This is cash, right here.
And this is actually somebody's name, their Medicare number, their address, their phone number, and this person may not even know that they were being billed.
Here's what law enforcement says happened. A fraudster bought the pharmacy for just $45,000, along with its Medicare license and its entire patient database. So with relatively low risk and little investment, one person sitting at this terminal for 2 months can submit $1 million worth of claims.
You don't have to hire anyone. If you buy an existing company, like has happened here, you just come in, one person can come in at night, midnight, submit all the claims, and you never even have to open the business.
So at 2 months' time, for an investment of a few hours, $1 million.
It's that easy.
It's that easy because in 99.9% of the cases, Medicare auto-adjudicates claims within 30 days.
That means if you check the right boxes and fill out the right forms, you're going to get paid. What's your plan?
Until recently, Kirk Ogroski was a federal prosecutor at the Department of Justice, in charge of prosecuting all criminal Medicare fraud.
Criminals can take these forms and fill them out better and more complete than actual healthcare providers. So real hospitals and doctors who are struggling every day to keep up with the paperwork, their forms sometimes miss things.
Medicare makes life very easy for criminals. Unlike credit card companies that stop payment the second a suspicious charge is made, we learned Medicare is slow to respond, even when people call to tell them about fraud. What did you notice on your bill?
Thousands of dollars for treatments that I didn't even know what they were, actually. I think it turned out it's for diabetes, maybe, but I don't know. All kinds of medications listed.
But you don't have diabetes?
Nothing like that at all, no. And I called Medicare and...
What did they say?
Kind of question, am I sure that I didn't have it done?
Paula Teller spent 3 years trying to convince Medicare that fraudulent charges were being made using her Medicare number. When you total up all the phony claims made under your Medicare, how much?
I would say approximately close to $50,000.
Judge Marshall Adder sat on the Florida State bench for decades, but even he had trouble getting Medicare to pay attention.
And I saw that there was a report for some prosthesis that I, of course, didn't use and never have used.
Prosthesis? You mean...
Legs.
2 fake legs? You've got both your legs, just for the record.
I do have both my legs. The bill was something like $30,000. And I called Medicare, the investigative unit.
What happened?
Nobody seemed to care.
So why did you come today, the two of you? Because you didn't have to come down here and talk to us. Why'd you come?
Because I'm tired of this going on. I want it stopped. I want to sock it to him.
Sock it to all those criminals, often former drug dealers and car thieves, who get rich, very rich, buying expensive toys from helicopters to sports cars and racehorses, all funded by easy-to-execute scams. Here's another type, this time at a phony AIDS clinic. This undercover video is being shot by an FBI informant. This is dangerous. I mean, these guys play for keeps.
I know. I can get killed.
Here's the scam. He goes in, signs in, and is paid off by the fraudsters so they can make a fake Medicare claim. So you're going in the back room now?
Yeah, that's for the back room. That's the guy's Greg. He's handing me money.
$250 bucks.
See the $100 bills?
So essentially what we've just seen is him paying you off
Paying me.
so that he can use your Medicare
Yes.
number
Yes, ma'am.
to make fraudulent claims.
Yeah.
And you could do this all day long if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Piper says for what you just saw, Medicare paid the criminals $10,000 3 times a week. So $30,000 a week.
Yes, and that's just per patient, one patient. So when you get a group of 10, 20, 30 patients, you can see what a lucrative crime this was.
The clinic was closed, but not before Medicare paid the fraudsters $2 million.
I've been over here in this strip mall.
But there's no time to rest. Agents Piper and Perez are on the move again, following up a new tip. But they pop up like mushrooms.
Yeah, they pop up faster than mushrooms. Our subject is over there, and that's where we're going to go to next.
This time, the pharmacy is open.
This company is currently billing Medicare. This month, as of the middle of the month, we have about $250,000 in submissions to Medicare.
In order not to jeopardize the investigation, we're not permitted to go in with the agents. But once they're out, we enter. Hi, I'm Cynthia McFadden from ABC News. Well, we wondered if we could just ask you a few questions. We know the FBI was just here.
Okay.
Have you made any sales today? Has anybody been able to buy anything?
Today, no.
And neither had the pharmacist. So have you had anyone bring a prescription in so far this morning?
No. No.
So it sure doesn't look like a place that would be legitimately billing Medicare for $1 million. Agent Perez and Piper don't think so either. One more case is open, one more owner has disappeared. Part of the reason is how easily a criminal can buy a company with an existing Medicare license.
It's very simple. What we do is we go out and find the name of a corporation that we want to buy. And
Okay.
let's say ABC. That's a good name for a company.
So I can just access this. I don't need any special FBI codes to get this far.
No, this is public information.
Okay.
We buy a company that already has a Medicare provider number. Once we do that, we've got a license to steal. Now we go over to another site. This is where every doctor's number or UPIN number or NPI number is located. You need the doctor's name and the doctor's number.
I'm just flabbergasted. We're halfway to committing a crime right here.
Yes?
And plenty of those who do commit crimes are arrested by the FBI and the Office of Inspector General. Just recently in Detroit, where another strike team is located, agents conducted this early morning raid on a clinic that had collected $15 million in an alleged Medicare scam. But that's just a drop in the bucket. So this is a secret facility that we're in right now.
It is.
And what we see here are file after file after file. What are all these?
These are cases that we have ongoing.
South Florida is ground zero for Medicare fraud. Jeffrey Sloman is the U.S. attorney here. How much fraudulent money do you expect is represented in these boxes?
I think that conservatively we're talking about way over $1 billion, probably in the neighborhood of $2 billion. We could probably employ every single lawyer in my office, 270 lawyers, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and still not solve the healthcare fraud problem in South Florida.
So what's the problem?
The problem is that Medicare was designed to reimburse providers quickly with no questions asked.
Despite the fact that the South Florida strike force brought 170 cases last year, all their hard work hardly makes a dent. I'm just amazed at it from a taxpayer point of view. I mean, taxpayers go crazy if they're going to have a 1% increase in our tax. I mean, everyone goes nuts. And yet hundreds of billions of dollars are going out the door to criminals, and everyone seems to not notice?
That's the stunning part about it. From my standpoint, relatively simple fixes can be instituted and aren't, then something's terribly wrong.
There is a lot of agreement about that. Earlier this week, President Obama said stopping such fraud would help fund his ambitious health care plan.
Yes, we're going after the waste, the fraud, the abuse in Medicare.
The administration says they'll save $25 billion over the next 10 years. Sounds like a lot, until you realize at the rate things are going, in the same 10 years, $1 trillion could easily be stolen.